The Warframe Kullervo is here charged with murdering Orokin citizens on his path to gain an audience with an executor, one of the seven, the highest rulers of the Orokin Empire. In this sentencing, Kullervo is depicted as attempting to use violence to gain approval and status from the executor, but the path of murder stopped short of the executor himself. Thus, the warden ridicules Kullervo for thinking that one could extort love from an executor and thus be forgiven for the crimes just committed. Once Kullervo had failed, more guards were culled, and Kullervo is captured.
You witnessed the slaughter as the Orokin eradicated your defective, demented brothers and sisters, and did nothing to aid them, choosing to tremble in your cowardly seclusion. A traitor twice over. Kullervo, bloody-handed, I charge you with cowardice. You crave the sun, Kullervo, but the sun is mine. Squat in your dull stone prison and sob.
Assuming that these charges are presented to us in chronological order, this decision suggests that there was a time in the early years of the experiments that there was a culling of the early attempts to transform Dax soldiers into warframes. We already know from the sacrifice, or the story excerpt of Rhino Prime's Codex, that the early warframes could turn into feral bestial things. It was their union with the Tenno that calmed this aspect of their nature. Despite his anger, Kullervo made no uproar, simply stayed in his jail cell, and he was mocked for it. It is so interesting to note the little aside the warden adds here, demonstrating how Kullervo was mocked in captivity, yet the warden makes the claim that he owns the sun. This is clearly a memory left over from Ballas, who, during the events of the New War, used the sentient mothership Pragasa in an attempt to devour the sun of the Origin system. Ballas was defeated, of course, but the warden clearly hasn't learned from the mistake of Ballas's own hubris.
The Archimedean Ainiki, your mother, lived. And you, like the vermin you are, scurried after her. In butchering the Dax, whom the executors charged with taking you into just custody, you, laughably, managed to kill the very woman you came to rescue. The third charge. Flight from just custody.